Hey, what's up everybody? Justin Myers back here with another video for y'all. In today's video, I want to share with y'all how I use the Line 6 HX Stomp. I personally feel this is one of the smallest, most versatile guitar pedals that you can buy today and is a really wonderful sounding pedal. Great device. Now, before I go on with this video, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and drop a comment down below with what you guys think. I love hearing from y'all. And if y'all would like to show your support for the channel, I have a Venmo and PayPal tip jar. Any and all support is really appreciated. Thank you all so much. Now on with this video here. So this pedal board is a 10-inch by 10-inch pedal board. You can see I've shown it here on the channel a couple times now at this point. But if you're new here, just to quickly run it down, just a Digitech drop into the Peterson tuner, coming out of there into the HX Stomp. And then I have this Bogner Blue Ecstasy drive that is plugged up into the effects loop. So, and then also from the HX Stomp, I have this 2-button expander, which I'll get to exactly how I use it, but basically just the quick rundown of it is that I have 2 effects programmed to this thing. So it gives me 2 additional effects that I can have in comparison to just the 3 switches here on the actual HX Stomp. So it's nice to add that extra versatility and to get a couple more effects to this thing. So now basically to go through exactly how I have this all programmed, and I've used this pedal board on, I don't know, hundreds of gigs now at this point. I've done a ton of shows with this thing, and I really never really change it. It's always the same setup. But basically what I have here is I have the strip mod phase, which I would say, honestly, with these HX Stomp and the HX effects, I really feel that the modulations nowadays are so good in these modeling units that it's just really, it's totally there. I mean, it sounds so good and so real that I really feel that the modeling is that good for the modulation effects. So the strip mod phase sounds great. Sounds a lot like a Phase 90 and really works well. Of course, I love the traditional MXR Phase 90. I still use an actual strip logo one from the 70s on my other pedal board, but that's more of an analog kind of pedal board, where with this setup, I'm going for a very small footprint, so I kind of need this digital aspect of things to save on real estate on my pedal board here. So anyways, on to the next effect here. Now I have this effects loop left, you'll see there. Now that, all that is this Bogner Blue is plugged up, as I was saying a little bit ago, into the actual effects loop. So it'd be the input of the pedal into the send, and the output of the pedal into the return. So what's cool with doing this is that I can technically move this block around within the entire signal flow of what is programmed here. So I'll kind of get a little bit of a close-up there. But you'll see here that before I have the phase programmed before the effects loop block, which I prefer the way that a phase sounds before the drive pedal. Now, as everybody should know, pedals sound different depending on where you have them in the signal flow and in the chain. So that's what is really cool with this digital stuff, is that you can actually go into this thing and rearrange exactly how you want and where you want the effect, whether it's pre-drive, if it's post-drive. And that's why I thought about it and put the drive pedal in the effects loop block. You can of course do this with any pedal, but I find that the drive pedal is a good choice to put in the effects loop block, because again, there's some effects that you want pre-drive and there's some stuff that you want afterward. So it's always cool per preset. You can always go in and change where you have it in the signal flow. So it's really versatile. So there's that. So that effects loop block is just always on all the time. Now after the effects loop block, I have a little bit of a noise gate just to keep the drive pedal completely quiet so I can leave it on all the time. And that's kind of my strategy with playing drive pedals, is I normally would just leave it on the whole time, and then I'll just clean it up with the guitar volume knob, and then put it up on 10 on the guitar volume knob whenever I'm playing on choruses or solos. During the verse, I'll kind of back it down to 7 or 8, something like this. Or if I'm going for a cleaner part, I'll really pull the volume back. So that's really the way that I like to play. Then the next effect is a optical trem. It's a really great sounding trem. Absolutely love the way that that sounds. As I say, I feel that the modulation in these digital units, as far as the HX effects or the Stomp, it's really there and it just sounds great. So Then the next block here, you'll see it's a US Deluxe Vibe. Now, with this is normally left off because I run this pedal board with a guitar amp. So you don't want to run an amp modeler into a real guitar amp. That just sounds terrible. So the way that I do it is I have this programmed here that's left off at all times. But what I do is I carry a stereo DI just in case if the amp were to go down or something were to happen, I can very easily unplug the output cable that would be coming out of the HX Stomp here, and I could plug up 2 lines going into a stereo DI, the left and right outputs of this HX Stomp, and all I'd have to do is turn on this amp here, and I have a full-on amp sim going direct now to front of house. So I just run it as a backup. I'm not really crazy about the digital amp modelers. I don't really think that they sound great, honestly. They don't really do what an actual tube amp does, and it just doesn't sit right in a mix, in my humble opinion. But it's nice to have the option in case something were to happen to my tube amp. So it's really versatile, and just again is a really wonderful thing to have on board just in case something happens. Now on with the next block here. Just a simple EQ, so a little bit of a mid-range boost there for solos. I also do this on my analog pedal board as well. And I just like to use this just to boost solos, as I say, just to really get the guitar to jump out in a mix, especially for a club gig or something like this where the sound guy may not know exactly where your solos are going to be. Of course, on an actual gig where you have a front of house guy running sound, he should know the material, so you don't really have to boost. He will take care of that, or she, whoever is doing front of house there. But for club gigs and smaller venues, I like to be in control of my solo boosts, so I'll just have that programmed up there. And then now I have this reverb, and again, as I was saying earlier, I have this 2-button foot switch here that is programmed to control the reverb and delay. So it's nice because, as you see here, the HX Stomp has only got 3 foot switches. So you can use this 2-button expander. I think it's just a TRS cable that hooks up into the top input there. And you can expand the HX Stomp to get 2 more switches, which is nice. So I have the delay and reverb there. And I prefer the reverb actually before delay, because you can really hear the delay repeats a lot better when you have reverb going after. This is just my opinion and the way that I like it. It's different for everybody. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but that's just how I like it. So I have the reverb there. And then the last block is just this analog with mod delay. So that is really the entire setup. And as I say, this is just an amazing pedal board. I mean, it's literally 10 inches by 10 inches. It fits within a backpack. And I have a little Pelican, actually, that's like a little briefcase. Forget exactly what number it is off the top of my head. But it's all foamed out, and I have a little pocket where I can put like a DI and extra cables and a power cable and stuff. So really cool pedal board. I love this thing. I use it all the time. So let's take this thing on up to the studio and hear it. All right, so I got everything plugged up here. I've just got my 71 335, and that's going right into my 10 inch by 10 inch pedal board. Coming out of that into a Rivera era Super Champ by Fender. It's an 80s Super Champ, sounds great. I just have it set to clean. And I'm just gonna get some drive sounds from the Bogner Blue, and I'm just gonna take you through the whole preset of what I have plugged up here and programmed into the HX Stomp, and share with you all some of the tones that I've got going here. So hope you all enjoy this. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. Alright, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it as always. Please be sure to subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment down below. And if you all want to support the channel, I have a Venmo and PayPal tip jar. It's all linked in the description box. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Forgive my voice. I've come down with a little cough, a little cold, so I'm trying to fight through it. I've been out on the road a bunch here in Nashville as of late, and just got back again yesterday. I was playing in actually here in Nashville on Friday, and then I was playing in LaGrange, Georgia on Saturday. So I'm just still pretty jet lagged and trying to keep the content coming out for you guys. So thank you all so much for being patient and sticking it out here with me on this channel. I really appreciate it. And I've got a bunch more stuff coming out. So you all stay tuned. Take care.